Why have you changed your position? There you were saying it's under the direct control of the FBI director and all of it should be released. Why have you changed your position?
Everything that has been lawfully permitted to be released has been released. And as I told you, the investigation was limited. And let me make something crystal clear. I never said Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic other people, other women, and they're not other victims. This is the investigation we were given from 2006, 7, and 8, and the search warrants from 2006, 7, and 8. That's what we're working with.
Well, wait, have you released all of the stuff that the FBI has seized from Epstein's house? The computers, the emails, the file cabinets, the documents? What about the financial records? Have you released all of that?
This is a high-stakes clash between congressional oversight and institutional secrecy. Representative Jamie Raskin has just put Kash Patel on the spot over the FBI's continued handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. And this isn't just another routine exchange in Washington. Raskin isn't only questioning Patel's leadership, he's cutting straight through the usual political theater and turning public frustration into a direct, undeniable challenge. Watch closely. That pause, you see, that's not confidence. That's hesitation. In a single question, Raskin slices through the FBI director's carefully built defense and forces the issue into the open.
Director Patel, before you joined the FBI, you railed against it for covering up Jeffrey Epstein's human trafficking ring. Let me refresh your memory with this clip.
It has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale? Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
So you finished that December 2023 interview with a challenge to the FBI and harsh words for Republicans in Congress for not getting the Epstein files out to the public. You can see this clip.
Boy pants, and let us know.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who said. You emphasized that the president and FBI director each had complete authority to release Epstein's client list. You said Epstein's black book is under the, quote, direct control of the director of the FBI. Look at this clip.
This is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
black book?
Black book.
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
All right, so you were sworn in as director more than 200 days ago. Now the black book is under your direct control. So why haven't you released the names of Epstein's co-conspirators in the rape and young women and girls?
The Rolodex, which is what everybody colloquially refers to as the Black Book, has been released.
Oh, no, you're talking about what the journalist got 5 years ago? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what you were talking about there, the Black Book under the direct control of the FBI director.
We have released more material than anyone else before. The Biden administration, Obama administration had the exact opportunities to release this material, and they never did. And if you are selling the men and women of the FBI, we're not going out. You said we're not going. 1,500 arrested this year, 35% increase.
I'll reclaim my time.
4,700
struck the witness. Why have you changed your position? There you were saying it's under the direct control of the FBI director, and all of it should be released. Why have you changed your position?
Everything that has been lawfully permitted to be released has been released. And as I told you, the investigation was limited. And let me make something crystal clear. I never said Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic other people, other women, and they're not other victims. This is the investigation we were given from 2006, 7, and 8, and the search warrants from 2006, 7, and 8. That's what we're working with.
Well, wait, have you released all of the stuff that the FBI has seized from Epstein's house? The computers, the emails, the file cabinets, the documents? What about the financial records? Have you released all of that?
Everything the court has allowed us to release.
Which court are you talking about?
3 separate federal courts have come in and said...
We're talking about the evidence you've got. It's got nothing to do with what those courts have.
Do you have any idea how the law works? Wait, do you want me to break the law in a federal judge's order?
No, I want you to follow your own word, Director Patel. You said up there it was under the direct control of the FBI director. He had the black book.
Everything I have direct control over, we have gone to court. You haven't.
Complete your sentence. Everything you have direct control over, you said.
Have gone to court, and everything we have direct control over.
Complete your sentence. You said everything.
We're releasing.
He'd like to complete his answer.
You began the sentence, everything you have direct control over, and then you stopped that sentence. You've released everything that you have direct control over?
And I have direct control over and can lawfully release. If you're not familiar with the court orders, that's not my fault.
Oh, I'm
Go
perfectly,
look at them.
I'm perfectly familiar
court.
with them. But how did we prosecute Ghislaine Maxwell?
She was prosecuted with the investigatory material that was collected from 2001 and 2005 because of the non-prosecution agreements and the court orders on the investigations and search warrants. We were not able to develop new information. And oh, by the way, Jeffrey Epstein was out for 12 years, and the Obama and Biden administration did nothing to look at his work. If you want to blame me, that's fine. But now you're blaming the men and women who conducted this great search.
Stop that. I'm not blaming anybody other than you. You're not keeping your word. You said that you would release all of the materials under your direct control.
Has anyone released more information on Epstein than I have? Has anyone?
Much more.
Did Comey? Did Wray?
Much more.
Did they?
Excuse me. Much more has come out in the days since the American people and Congress have been demanding it. But it's coming out in dribs and drabs. Why don't you just release the entire file as you promised to do?
I literally just told you, there are multiple federal court orders. I'm not going to break the law to satisfy your curiosity. You didn't join us when we filed court to release the court orders. You could have. You have lawyers. You could have shown up. You didn't do that.
That's a tiny fraction of the material we're talking about.
That is not.
It is a tiny fraction.
How do you know that? Have you seen everything?
It's all misdirection.
How do you know
Time
that?
of the gentleman has
Now watch this, because this is a perfect example of how Washington plays defense. Right around the 1 minute mark, Patel openly acknowledges that Epstein's black book is under FBI control, yet somehow the public is still left in the dark. Raskin pushes hard, demanding full transparency and unredacted names, but Patel immediately retreats behind familiar shields, court orders, legal agreements, and shifting responsibility to past administrations. He insists the FBI has already released more than ever before. But Raskin isn't buying it, and honestly, neither should anyone else. And when Patel tries to flip the script at the end, implying Raskin hasn't seen everything, it says more than he intended. The message is clear. The information exists, but it's still being tightly controlled. At some point, the excuses run out. The question is simple. Why not release it all?
Why did they suddenly say, no, nothing to see here, we're going to sweep the whole thing under the rug? What was it they found? We don't want the files that they're releasing in dribs and drabs to the Oversight Committee now. We want the entire file. Where is the rest of it? And why did they, in fact, change their minds? What was redacted? What was destroyed, if anything? We want to know about the integrity of the evidence as it exists today.
Congressman Bloomberg this week had an incredible trove of Jeffrey Epstein's emails, a lot of them with Ghislaine Maxwell, showing information such as Maxwell opened a foreign bank account, there were conversations that showed them to be closer than she certainly portrayed when she sat down with Todd Blanche. What do you make of the information that came from those emails, and is it going to help move forward the cry to have all of these documents, the Epstein files, released?
Absolutely. I mean, those emails alone, and that's a small fraction of what's out there, make an absolute fool out of Ghislaine Maxwell and demonstrate that she's a liar. She was integrally and intimately involved in every step of this conspiracy to continue to run exploitation and predation ring, which is why she was convicted and sentenced to prison for 20 years, a sentence that has just gotten a lot easier as she's been sent off to this cushy facility in Texas. But in any event, there are all kinds of other people that are mentioned there, and the money was central to it. We've got to follow the money here. This was a very expensive, wide-ranging operation, tens of thousands of dollars flowing among different celebrities, politicians, lawyers, lots of people getting gifts like Alan Dershowitz and his wife. Yes, watches being sent around and so on. We want to try to reconstruct the entire money trail. Where did all that money come from? What was it paying for? And how did they, in essence, buy themselves a double standard of justice in America for so long? We've just got to blow the roof off of this whole conspiracy, and we need accountability and responsibility and transparency. And that's not some kind of partisan complaint. This is being demanded by a bipartisan majority in Congress and the vast majority of the American people. Give us all of this information and let us make some very definitive conclusions about what happened and why, because we're talking about an administration that has been steadily dismantling the anti-human trafficking infrastructure of the U.S. government. They got rid of USAID, which was critical to tracking human trafficking networks and lines of transportation around the world. They've gutted it at the Department of Justice. They've gutted anti-human trafficking at Homeland Security across the board. We're releasing a report on that. And so this is not some kind of one-off peripheral thing. This goes right to the heart of their demolition of the anti-rape, anti-domestic violence, anti-human trafficking commitment of the federal government.